The task that Alain gave me boils down to two questions. Why SMS? And what does, inverted commas, a good SMS look like? So the first one is fairly simple. We need to turn safety into a business function. Transportation industries around the globe, air, maritime, road, not road, according to what we heard, perhaps not so much, but let's say most transportation industries are what we call ultra-safe systems. We're dealing with the elimination of residual risk inherent to almost perfect safety. So if within this context we want to move forward in terms of improving safety, we need to turn safety into a business function along the same lines of other business functions of an organization, the financial function, the legal function, and whatnot. And SMS provides the tool to achieve this objective. So that first question was easy, out of the way. To me, what's really important is what SMS looks like. And so if we want to move from a present situation where we're dealing with safety, with platitudes, bumper stickers such as safety first and that stuff, to a business function, we need to make that progression in an evolutionary manner, because transportation industries hate revolution. So we must look at what we have and try to build safety as a business function based on what we have. So you're literally starting from a blank piece of paper. What I'm going to do in this slide and the next slide, I'm going to give you the takeaway points. There's no time whatsoever in my presentation to go in details, and hopefully we can discuss the details over the debate period. So what do we have already in place that we can use to turn safety into a business function? First of all, we have system safety. This is the engineering discipline that allowed man to reach to the moon and come back. So we can start building on system safety and use the basic entities of system safety, which are hazard and risk. But we are going to throw in between a third entity, which is consequence, potential consequence, which did not exist within system safety. So we take the basics of system safety, we make some changes, and the changes are necessary because the problems that space exploration faced and for which system safety gave a response are quite different to the problems that routine transportation of passengers by different means face. We cannot take them as they are. We also have human factors. At least in aviation, human factors, it's been a core discipline for the last 20, 25 years. So from human factors, we take two branches, so to speak. We take the organizational notion, the reasons model that I'm sure everybody has heard about or know about. It gives us the boundaries where we're going to play this game. It gives us the organization as the focus, as the center of interest. And we take also the cognitive notion in the sense that for many years, the human contribution to safety has been considered a liability. Out of the cognitive perspective, we look at the human operator as an asset to the system. So we discard clinical psychology, we discard behavioral psychology, and we stick to the organizational and the cognitive branches of human factors. We draw a box around these two disciplines, and what we have, it's a process, which we call safety risk management. This process allows us to identify where safety trouble lies. Now, identifying trouble and solving trouble are different things. So we need to move further. So in order to move further, we looked into business management. And out of business management, we take the notions of indicators and targets. Because we're dealing with safety, we call them safety performance indicators, safety performance targets. We draw another box around these two notions, and we have another process which we call safety assurance. While safety risk management looks into the future, trying to anticipate problems, safety assurance controls the present, giving us confidence that what we implemented works as we intended. We drew an even bigger box around these two processes, and we have a discipline that we call safety management. At this point in time, you could engage into activities. But if you engage into activities at this point in time, what you would have is a contemporary safety program or a contemporary accident prevention program. So you need to provide a protective envelope around these activities. You need to provide some sort of high-level statement as to what the organization expects of safety as a business function. Take away point here, it is a safety management policy, not a safety policy. Big difference. I won't elaborate on it right now, we can discuss it later. If we are going to turn safety into a business function, there has to be a governance structure. When we talk about safety management accountabilities and responsibilities in regard to SMS, we're basically thinking about bad-mouthing management because they don't care about safety. That is not the point. There has to be a formal governance structure with a strategic level, a tactical level, duly empowered to take safety risk decisions. And that has to be formally documented because the safety management corporate memory has to lie within the organization and not in the heads of individuals. Safety management is not intuitive. Safety management follows a principle dogma, so you need to provide to those directly involved in the activities training. Not safety training, not safety skills training, safety management training. And lastly, you need to communicate. Because the best ideas, if they are not communicated properly to those who have to execute the ideas, well, they are as good as no ideas at all. When you draw an even larger box around all these things, what you have is a system which you use to manage safety as a business function. And for that reason, you call it safety management system. So clearly there are two options here. You can engage in the activities only. You can stick to the level of safety risk management and safety assurance. In that case, what you have, it's a contemporary safety program, but not a safety management system. The management system is not there. Safety will not be a business function. Safety will be a safety function. belonging to the safety department, period. The other is you might stick to the organizational arrangements. And if I were to give you a perspective of aviation, this is where aviation lies right now. They are jumping through the hoops of the institutional arrangement without conducting the activities. In that case, what you have, it's an empty shell. This is useless. If you stop at the level of organizational arrangement, you're wasting your money. So in order to have a properly functioning safety management system, you need both the institutional arrangements and the activities working in a coordinated manner. How does this work? And this is my last point. Think about a generator. The name is clear. A generator generates an output. In order to generate the output, the generator needs an input. It has to be connected to something. So in the case of this generator, the input is data. Mainly operational data, but not exclusively operational data. Data goes into the generator, it gets analyzed, evaluated, you take into account existing policies, regulations, cost benefit, The output of that generator is information for strategic decision making at the highest level of the organization on safety risk. That information is used to implement safety programs. The output of those safety programs becomes an input to the generator. Of all this scheme, SMS is the generator. And this leads to a couple of conclusions. SMS is a decision-making tool for management. SMS does not solve problems. SMS informs about problems which are solved by the different safety programs. So if an organization implements SMS to avoid accident, that organization is wasting its money miserably because SMS will go into competition with the safety programs, and you are going to be involved in overlapping activities. The input, analysis, and output and the strategic programs, that's safety risk management. The curved arrow going back to the input, that's safety assurance. I picked up 2 points out of the early presentations and also out of reading the papers, which I would like to sort of underline for perhaps consideration during the debates. I think we're using the term SMS in a rather loose manner. I think many times we're talking about SMS when we're thinking about safety programs. Big difference. Big difference. So I think that it would be a positive outcome of this meeting if somehow we can scope what we mean by SMS. Because when I hear SMS for road drivers, I think that's impossible. It's impossible. Number 2, it's clear from the initial presentations that there is a strong belief in the notion of safety culture as an enabler of SMS. If I were assertive, I would say that I like to disavow this notion. I don't buy into this notion at all. Being more diplomatic, I would say I hope that we can try and also scope the importance of safety culture in the implementation of a system which aims at turning safety into a business function. That's all, Kathy. Thank you.